Yo, what is going on, my fellow weebs? Chrono here, and welcome back to the channel. So, just want to do a quick video today, let you guys know what my thoughts or expectations are for the headline, as sometimes expectations tend to be a little bit wild. But if you guys are new here, as always, I'm Chrono. I primarily cover PSO2 content. Would much appreciate a subscribe as we work our way towards that 10K mark. Hopefully, I don't know, man, before my birthday. We'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. So, for those who don't know, we actually do have an idea of what we will be seeing during the headline. It actually gets announced every single time before the headline goes out. Now, that's not to say that we know everything, because sometimes there are just sneak peeks and extra things added in that we aren't aware of, but we do have a good idea of what we will see. So let me go ahead and pull it up here really quick, and let's talk about it. So my recommendations aside, we scroll down, we can actually see a little bit of information here in the description. So if you've ever checked this out beforehand, I've shown this off multiple times in videos, but seems like time and time again, people are still surprised by these things. So we've got this program delivers latest news surrounding SEGA's latest popular online RPG PSO2 NGS. Ready to use MMO, dude. It's crazy. Anyway, here are the official navigator for NGS will be updating players around the world about current operations, future updates, interesting campaigns, and other related topics. And this update will be sharing information about the version 2 update scheduled for release in January 2024. So we know we're going to see next month's info. That's pretty common. It usually happens every time, along with some videos. So they kind of are a little bit vague about this. Usually we'll see about two preview videos, one for the first half, one for the second. And then if there's anything else sprinkled in between, they'll usually have a video for that as well. Plus you get answers to your comments and questions in the operations report segment. These have been getting better. I'll admit, sometimes these are a little pointless, but they're getting better. So the last one was actually golden. I actually liked a lot of the questions that they asked. Furthermore, we'll be sharing the roadmap for the first half of 2024 during this update. We've also prepared some exclusive sneak peek footage of things currently in development. So as you can see here, very straightforward. We will see the roadmap. There's no question about it. It quite literally says it right here. We also have some sneak peek footage of other things in development. So we'll probably get some sort of teaser of something they haven't talked about yet. This is where you can have a bit of speculation. Now, it's very common that players are a bit divisive when it comes to headlines, some being, in my opinion, overly dramatic, and other in both directions actually, and in others sometimes being a bit dismissive. Just keep in mind that anyone disappointed, it's totally understandable to be disappointed about what you see, but also keep in mind it does look a bit silly when you're disappointed about something that wasn't even talked about. So if from this list something that you're looking to happen doesn't show up here outside of the portion that says sneak peek into footage of things currently in development, which I think is the new region thing they talked about. That's not exactly a region. But if you see this, or if you have some expectations and you don't see them, then I mean, it's expected. They quite literally told us what we're going to see. So some people like to get on the idea that, if I expected this, you really can't dump on me before it because I just want the game to be better. Totally understandable, but again, a bit silly if you have expectations that they quite literally have given you the answers to. On the opposite end, people completely ignoring things as well, things that might not be the best or could be a problem, are just as bad in my opinion. So it could be of both ends, but keep in mind people have different opinions. They play the game for different reasons, so not everyone's opinions are going to align. Let people have fun, but also keep in mind not all criticism is constructive criticism. Don't let your constructive criticisms be aligned with those that are just being angry to be angry. Don't make yourself into the Karen if you're just trying to help the game. Be better to yourself. I find a lot of people like to grandstand that situation when realistically speaking, they might be offering constructive criticism, but a lot of others are just yelling. So don't put yourself in that position. As far as what I expect to see, we'll see a roadmap. We likely won't see information about new weapons or anything along those lines. I'd be surprised if we saw the plans for them to start renewal or reworking or working on different classes, either new classes or retooling the current ones we have. We'll probably see expectations of the next set of tech art skills or tech arts customization when that's coming around. Again, my guess is that we're going to be seeing the new region or the new region, not region, whatever they're going to be going with. We don't know exactly how they're going to be going about this process, so just keep that in mind. Of course, new story content, and of course, new scratch tickets. I don't know where this idea came from players, where scratch tickets aren't going to be developed. It's quite literally how the game makes all of its money. It's definitely not from premium, as a lot of players have stated. Premium's not worth it for them, and all of the creators get it for free as it is. So we're not giving them the money. You guys aren't giving them the money. So that is where the money's going to come from. Expect to see scratch tickets. That's completely understandable. But that is not content, and that is not what's going to pull content away, is for them working on scratch tickets. People who believe that they're silly. I'm gonna be real with you. It's a silly notion. If there's no content, it's because content's either being worked on or it hasn't had enough time put into it. Pulling people away from scratch tickets isn't going to make that any better, I promise you. Besides all of that, that's pretty much all I'm expecting. I mean, we'll see events, of course. We'll probably see the Valentine's Day event coming up. We'll probably see the announcement of the dual quest that we were supposed to get in December. They got pushed back. I guess the notion from players, or the notion that the dev team got, was that players were concerned that dual quests were coming out too quickly. My concern is that dual quests are forcing the extra gearing too quickly, and the extra gearing is too expensive. Unlocking of potentials, multi-weaponing, and all that stuff. Even the upgrading process isn't as expensive anymore, realistically. It's the limit breaking potential unlocks and multi-weapons that just have way too much of a set of sync, and that makes it feel really, really bad to have to gear up anything else. Augmenting, not that bad anymore. You have LC augs you can use as an in-between, so that's totally fine. And eventually the dual quest augs do come to a reasonable price, so they don't get too intense. It's just everything else that tends to be a bit of an issue. I personally believe that if we see the dual quests homogenized in some gear, that would be super awesome. I don't see a reason why we need to have, we currently have 3 sets of gear right now, and maybe looking at a 4th if this dual quest is a different phase again. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll have to see. What are your expectations, guys? I'd love to read about it in the comments below. Anyway, like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to keep up with more, and I will see all you wonderful individuals next time. Take care, my friends. Peace out.